The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. Live from the Michigan International Speedway, it's DW12, race number 6, season 2. This broadcast brought to you by RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com. This broadcast also brought to you by TDA Motorsports, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association, DAV, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. On more information on how you can get involved, go to DAV.org. This broadcast also brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express, Mr. Hoot Baker, Robert Lacavara and Convergent Composites, with promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car? Motorsports Graphic Designs. Race number 6 of season 2. Live from the Michigan International Speedway Iracing version. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. And we are in for a treat. I've been hearing the guys just rave about the setup for tonight. So something to keep an eye on there. Everybody seems to be rather pleased with how the car is currently handling. Brandon Graham over in race control tonight. Brandon making his oval race control debut as he made his road racing race control debut last week at Watkins Glen. Unfortunately, I had issues. For those of you not from the northeastern part of the United States, last week was Super Dirt Week. And if you are a dirt modified racing fan from the Northeast, you know that there's nothing better than Dirt Week on Columbus Day weekend, as we have a breakdancer in turn 3. Not 100% certain who that is. We'll try to get a fix on who that might be. But I digress. I was coming home from the Oswego Speedway, stopped and picked up a little bit of food, sat down to set up the stream, and the next thing I know, the sun's coming through the window that's behind my monitor, and I had half of a pulled pork sandwich sitting on my brand new t-shirt. So yeah, it was a long day last Sunday. Good racing, and if you ever get the chance to get to Oswego Speedway for either a super modified race on the pavement or when they do cover it with the dirt once a year to have Super Dirt Week, I highly recommend it. One hell of a facility. Speaking of hell of a facility, we are at the Michigan International Speedway in the Irish Hills of Michigan, just about an hour or so outside of Detroit proper. The house that Penske built, as it has sometimes been referred to. This track was originally designed for IndyCar racing, and if you were with us on Tuesday night, you realize just how true that is. Without a shadow of a doubt, some of the best racing action we see every season happens at the 2-mile high banks of Michigan. Standings currently sitting up on the screen right now, with Gary Bauer currently going quick time with the 30.074. Bob Lacavara currently sitting second quick. Mark Carpenter, Carlos Plaza, and Mr. Francois Pelletier currently rounding out your top 5 as qualifying getting ready to get underway. So as I said, the setup committee really they went above and beyond on this setup, from what I'm being told by all the drivers. You can run it high, you can run it low. The tires don't really fall off a ton, so we may see some guys double stinting tires. Looking right around at the 20 lap mark for green flag pit stop, so something to keep an eye on there, as Michigan usually gives us the best racing of the season. And if I just gave us the announcer's curse, feel free to get your hate mail going now. So, the middle of October, Michigan, nice cool temperatures tonight. Bring that up real quick. We are currently looking at ambient air temperature 65 degrees, track temperature 74 degrees. No wind, no fog, light clouds, well, partly cloudy anyways, and if it was any cooler, I would swear those were snow clouds over the tri-oval, but then again, we are in Michigan and not in Syracuse, New York. So, cars making their way out on the track right now to, actually the first few times starting to trickle in, as we have Kevin Paskowicz going quick time first out of the box. Dylan Lucas, Francois Pelletier, Alex Green, Jason Coburn. Dylan Lucas now jumping up to the quick. Forrest Sparks cranking off a lap, going top 5, so good to see there. Robert Hill Jr., the rookie out of Canada, currently sitting 5th quick. Made his IndyCar open wheel debut with the league on Tuesday night. Had a really good run going, and just fell into somebody's dumpster fire late in the race. So Dylan Lucas currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. As Forrest Sparks blisters one. 31.5 to go quick time. 32 1,000ths of a second over Dylan Lucas, currently sitting outside row number 1. A couple of big names still having yet to throw times down. Let me just make sure. And of course I don't. Why would I have?
Good.
Mike Whitaker goes quick time, just about a minute and a half left before the pre-race drivers meeting. Mike Whitaker with a 31.482. Dylan Lucas 4 1,000ths back. Cody Eldred 1 1,000ths off of him. Currently sitting 3rd quick.
Good.
So as I lose all my camera controls again, let the games begin. There we go. And we don't call him Gary Front Row Bauer for nothing, folks. 31.476 to go quick time. Mike Whitaker, defending series champion, Mike Whitaker, the world's fastest hippie, currently sitting outside row number 1. Dylan Lucas, Cody Eldred, Mark Carpenter, Bob Lacavara, Isaiah Dupree, Forrest Sparks, Terry Adams, and Kevin Paskowicz rounding out your top 10. Just about 30 seconds left before we go to the pre-race drivers meeting. So we are going to make sure.
Good.
I do apologize ahead of time if by switching controls like that locked my mic on. As drivers meeting getting ready to get underway.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. 26 car field. Looking forward to great racing. Tuesday's race went really well. Thinking this one's going to go pretty much about the same. Just remember, call your pits before turn 2. Start your pit in on the back stretch and curve around 3 and 4. Do not use the apron to gain position. If you get forced down there, come back up when it's safe. Otherwise, let's be safe. Have some fun. Thanks everybody again for being here tonight, and yeah, good luck.
Yeah, guys, and real quick, we are going to ask that if you do have a damaged car, and unless you're in the 3-4 complex, if you could please tow and not try to limp it back to the pits. It'll save Jason from, or it'll save Brandon from having to throw EOLs to try to clear black flags.
Yeah, good luck.
So that's going to do it for the pre-race drivers meeting. Gary Bauer, Mike Whitaker, Dylan Lucas, Cody Eldred, Mark Carpenter, Bob Lacavara, Isaiah Dupree, Dylan Moskowitz, Carlos Plaza, and Forrest Sparks rounding out your top 10. Good to see Gary back with the league. Took a couple weeks off, had some family deals going on. Gary is always a very strong contender here at Michigan. Been a bridesmaid a couple of times, hasn't had the breakthrough yet in the league, but he's due. Definitely due. Gary's one of those drivers, though, that either bring me the trophy or bring me the steering wheel. So, yeah. But just about 2.5 minutes left before we start to grid up. So if you have to use the little driver's room, I would suggest doing so now, as I don't think we're going to get too many cautions tonight, knock on wood. And as I beat the hell out of my own forehead. And for those of you that don't get the joke, I feel sorry for you. But your starting lineup brought to you by RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So Gary Bauer and Mike Whitaker are going to make up row number 1. Dylan Lucas, Cody Eldred going row number 2. Row 3 goes to Mark Carpenter and Bob Lacavara. Row 4 is going to see Isaiah Dupree and Dylan Moskowitz, with row 5 going to Carlos Plaza and Forrest Sparks. Row 6 is going to see Terry Adams and Kevin Paskowitz, with row 7 going to Tyler Graff and Tony Rice. Johnny Antonucci and Dominic Byrne make up row 8. Row 9 is going to see a couple of rookies with Robert Hill Jr. and Jose Olivas. A couple more rookies in row 10 with Francois Pelletier and Jason Coburn. Alex Green and Tyler Vickery make up row 11. Row 12 is going to see Bill Roberts and Chris Bouchard, with David Llewellyn starting shotgun on the field and Mick Woods not taking time. So 26 cars registered for the event, so we will see them start to grid up here momentarily. As concerns go out to Dominic Burns and my sometime broadcast partner, Sam Cooper Bennett, as Hurricane Ophelia headed towards the Emerald Isle. So thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in the Western Europe area, making sure that they're going to be safe and sound, and don't get hassled too bad by the impending hurricane that is coming, because it just did get upgraded to a class 3, I believe it is. I'm not a meteorologist, so if I got that wrong, Please don't crucify me. So 100 laps, the scheduled distance here at the Michigan International Speedway. Again, Tony Trapasso up in the broadcast booth. Mr. Brendan Graham over in race control, as he's just going to be giving me the finger here. As we take a look at the number 30 of Alex Green, of course I have to go to this camera view, considering where we are. Rocking some new paint on the number 30. Since the last time we saw the DW12s on the track, Alex Green has parted ways with NLR Motorsports and is now running under the Phenomenal Motorsports banner. So you'll notice a little bit different scheme on the 30 car tonight. Just waiting on Gary Bauer to go ahead and grid up. There he goes. And something to keep an eye on tonight. Gary rocking, looks like red paint tonight. Let me make sure my trading paints are up to date. Something that usually doesn't go too smoothly for me when I need it to. But we're going to see what's going on. So Bauer and Whitaker, two of the old guard in the league, sitting up on the front row. As we have Dylan Lucas, who has run with us a handful of times previously, is going to be joined with Cody Eldred on the outside of row number 2. And we got Bob Lacavara and Mark Carpenter, row 3. So looks like everybody is gridded up as the pace car starts rolling off. And how about that? My trading paints was up to date. It's the first time for everything, everybody. So, again, something to keep an eye on. Gary Bauer starting up on the front row. Not the first time we've seen him up there, but again, he's due for a win, and I know that with his mother-in-law, Miss Betty Lou, who chances are she is watching tonight. Gary did get a podium on Tuesday night, and we all know that getting your first podium finish of the season is usually a good starting point to get your first win of the season relatively soon thereafter. So, Miss Betty Lou, thanks for joining us as the field works its way down the back straightaway. And would like to take this moment to remind everybody, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can get the word out about the RobertStackJobs.com Indy Racing League, or Indy Speedway League, I should say. Pace car getting ready to duck on in now. And Bauer's going to have control of the field as they... Bauer pulls the trigger just as the green comes out. Whitaker slots into second spot as Eldred and Lucas go side by side. That's your battle for third right now. Lucas going to let Eldred have it as Whitaker's going to get a nice pull down the back straightaway from Bauer. Now, the DW12s do draft a little bit differently than the IR05s that we saw on Tuesday night, so going to be something to keep an eye on. They draft better as far as getting pull-up, as you saw Eldred close the gap from about 12 car lengths back to right on the back bumper and a little bit beyond on Whitaker coming through the 3-4 complex. As it looks like we've got about a 6-car breakaway right now going on. And that's Gary Bauer, Cody Eldred, Mike Whitaker, Mark Carpenter, Dylan Lucas, and Bob Lacavara, with Forrest Sparks a half-second back off that pack. As we watch Eldred now go to the high side on Bauer. The one thing that the Indy cars are known for is as the fuel starts to burn off and the tires start to wear slightly, that top lane does come in a whole lot better. So let's see what's going to happen here as Sparks closes the gap now. Now within the battle, you see him there in the orange and burgundy car. And Dylan Moskowitz with him, Carlos Plaza there, and Isaiah Dupree, and Kevin Paskowicz in that group as well. And then you are over a second back to Johnny Antonucci. So this lead pack really getting a little bit dicey here. As we almost 3 wide going through turn 3. That's Mark Carpenter on the high side, wisely backing out of it. That's going to cost him a couple of spots as Dylan Lucas has to take evasive action to avoid running him over. Bob Lacavara luckily giving him room. So currently 6 laps, or working lap 6 right now. Gary Bauer has led all 6 laps currently. Mike Whitaker currently sitting in second as the field still getting a little dicey. Whitaker with a nose out front as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Bauer with the preferred line though. And Lucas and Carpenter getting a little dicey there in their battle for 4th.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
As the first caution comes out, let's see what that's all about. Alex Green upside down in the trial. What on earth happened to Alex? Okay. You see Green there in the black and orange 30. Gets into it with Jose Olivas. Let's go to a chase cam with Alex and see what's going on there. Catches the apron, catches Olivas, and gets just pile driven. Holy cow. I usually end up saying it once a race, but I didn't think I was going to have to say it this early tonight. Thank goodness this is a simulator. Let's watch that again. Dylan Moskowitz going on one hell of a ride. Good grief. So 9 laps into the books. Let's see if we've got any takers as pit road's going to open up this time by as they work their way through turn 4. And just about halfway through a fuel stint as looks like Whitaker, Eldred, and the rest of the kids are coming down pit road. Bauer so far the only one staying out. Part of me thinks that Gary Bauer may have back-timed the race and made the decision, I'm going to pit here, 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 and here, and I'm not changing. And I do stand corrected. That was Johnny Antonucci that had nowhere to go and caught a race car to the face. And As we're waiting for the cars to make their way out of pit road. Whitaker winning the battle. Eldred coming out second. And who just wiped out coming off pit road? Apparently I'm hearing things. So Gary Bauer staying out 10 laps on his tires right now. Looks like he might be seeing how the car is going to handle. Mike Whitaker winning the battle off pit road. Cody Eldred, Mark Carpenter, Dylan Lucas, Forrest Sparks, Isaiah Dupree, Carlos Plaza, Dylan Moskowitz, and Kevin Paskowitz running out your top 10.
User was moved to your channel.
And coming through the door to the broadcast booth now, walking through the little sliding glass door and bringing the cooler of Steve Weiser's with him. Race Control, Brandon Graham, joining us in the broadcast booth. Brandon, how the hell are you?
Doing all right. How are you, Tony?
Living the dream, my friend. Living the dream. Of course, if I find out whose dream, I'm going to punch him in the nuts for eating pizza before bedtime. But I do think you might be right with the comment you just texted me on the Whisper channel that we're probably not going to be hella busy tonight as far as race control goes, if Tuesday night's race is any indication. But
yeah, I think the way they're running earlier too in that first segment, I mean, it was pretty clean for the most part. Everyone's giving each other enough room there. Just an unfortunate one in the back, but for the most part, they've been running pretty clean.
Yeah, and you're talking about your new teammate, Mr. Alex Green, just ever so slightly catching the apron, and Jose Olivas eating a car.
Yep.
But a little interesting pit strategy playing out with Gary Bauer staying out, and everybody behind him coming down pit road. I wonder if Gary knows something the rest of us don't.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math in my head too, and I mean, they're about probably halfway through the stint. I don't know if he's expecting a quick caution here that he can just, get a couple laps led, or what the deal is.
Well, he's led all 11, soon to be 12 laps, and I can't help but think that he's got to be hoping for a quick caution at this point, because if it stays green, it's going to be no grease, make it burn for Gary Bauer as the field starts to double up. Bauer, Whitaker, Eldred, Carpenter, Lucas, Sparks, Dupree, Plaza, Moskowitz, and where are we? Moskowitz and Paskowitz, your top 10. Let me just make sure that we are live. And remind everybody that you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, of course, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So currently working lap 12 of 100. Gary Bauer still showing the way, although he is approximately halfway through his fuel stint. So he's hoping for just the opposite of what the rest of us are hoping for. We're hoping it stays green, and Gary's got to be praying for at least a semi-quick caution sometime within the next 8 or so laps.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, if he can hold out, probably 6 laps or so until we get that next caution, he may still fall into sequence with everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the case as the pace car makes the hard left turn. Bauer pulls the trigger, and Whitaker goes with him. As we got Carpenter and Eldridge side by side for battle for third right now. And I'm thinking Gary may have guessed wrong on that restart, because Whitaker is going to have one hell of a tow down the back straightaway. Already 6 miles an hour faster. However,
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
and there we go. Cautions breed cautions. What just took place? Robert Hill Jr. upside down in turn 4. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage and find out what happened. What the hell was that? And Alex Green just went into the pits, or into the stands, actually. Let's see what the chopper caught on that one. Backed it up just a tick more. And as they're working their way down the back straightaway, you see Hill on the high side. There's Green behind him. And Green just lost control, it looked like.
That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like there was anything, really.
Well, he had a run on Frenchie. And I'm thinking that what may have taken place is Alex saw he had the run on Frenchie and tried to take evasive action to stop from running over Pelletier. And just the car snapped on him when he tried to unwind the steering wheel, and then ends up about 10 rows up into the grandstand. And Robert Hill Jr. for the second week in a row, second race in a row, ends up upside down. So we are back under caution. As Bauer has caught the pace car in 1. And I got to be thinking he's almost definitely going to be forced to go down pit road this time. 15 laps into his stint, and I believe that this fuel run is only good for about 20 laps. Because this car does have a little bit smaller tank than the IR05 does. And the league rules are the fuel fill is limited to 50%. So instead of 11 gallons, you're only running 9 gallons. So that's going to cost you a couple laps there. So I'm thinking Bauer's about 3/4 of his way through his fuel stint. So Bauer, Whitaker, Carpenter, Eldred, Lucas, Sparks, Plaza, Moskowitz, Paskowitz, and Lacavara are your top 10. So
It's kind of odd. My iRacing will not show me the accident.
it won't show you the
Yeah,
accident
give me a second, Alex.
at all?
No, it won't show me at all.
Interesting. Do you have your what's it called? There's a setting in replays to make sure. Oh, spooling turned on your replays.
Yep, and it shows. I can see the 95 when it's sideways.
But it won't go back any further?
It. It goes back, but the 95 is gone.
Then he blinked on your screen.
Yep.
You may want to focus in on Alex and see what's going on there. But depending on how you call it, it looks like Hill Jr. lost a lap, Olivas lost a lap, and Green is still back on the track. And unfortunately, that might be Alex Green's second charged caution. As we see Bauer continuing to stay out. Let's see who went down pit road that time. Looks like from 15th back, Isaiah Dupree, Tyler Graff, Tyler Vickery, Jason Coburn, Francois Pelletier, Mick Woods, and Chris Bouchard. Bouchard in 21st, your last car on the lead lap, as the lights do go out on the pace car. So it's Bauer, Whitaker, Carpenter, Eldred, Lucas, Sparks, Plaza, Moskowitz, Paskowitz, and Lacavara, your top 10. Working lap 17 of 100. And Brandon. Okay. So race control muted me. Always fun. Brandon.
For all the black flags and send them to me. Sorry about that. I jumped out of there so I could hear what was going on in the chat.
Well, my question is this: is that Alex Green's second charged caution?
So what I'm going to rule it here is, because I couldn't see it, I don't want to put him on pit road if he wasn't his fault. So I'm not going to put a blame on it as of now, and just let the competition committee look at it afterwards.
Fair enough. So pace car getting ready to duck on off. Bauer still in control of the field. 17 laps into his stint, getting ready to cross for lap 18 as he pulls the trigger and the field goes with him. Mark Carpenter getting a great jump from the number 3 starting spot. So he goes side by side with Whitaker through turns 1 and 2. Whitaker trapped on the high side right now, going to get freight trained by Cody Eldred as well. And here comes Dylan Lucas. As Carpenter goes to the high side, Whitaker ducks in right behind Gary Bauer. With Eldred sitting there, you got to think Eldred's going to try to bump draft Gary Bauer down the back straightaway. And got a little bit of arrow push. Mark Carpenter pinched down on him. Eldred checking up wisely, knowing that it's way too early in the race to be making sketchy decisions. So Eldred flirting with the white line there. Bauer about a half a car length up. Looks like he might be trying to save some tires now. Eldred with about 10 lap fresher rubber on that car. And you got to think Bauer's got to be near bingo fuel.
Yeah, within the next probably 5 laps, he's got to be coming in. I don't know what the cautions would have done to him, but it can't be too much further off.
Well, generally, from what I've seen here at Michigan, you can gain 1 to 2 laps under caution. As you see Mark Carpenter with a run on the high side, throw a blanket over your top 7 right now. As Forrest Sparks is a second and a quarter to the good over the Irish assassin Dominic Byrne, currently sitting in 8th. But Bauer continuing to protect that low line. Those tires have got to start to be given up, and you see him get a little bit of a wiggle going through 3. So I'm thinking maybe double stinting tires is not something we're going to see tonight. As Carpenter continues to try to work the high side, Cody Eldred just riding right now. Looks like he might be in fuel-saving mode, thinking that this might go as a long-duration green, which we all kind of hope for right now. As Bauer continues to show the way. Carpenter with a nose out front as they head into turn number 3, though. And Bauer still with the preferred line. Here comes Dylan Lucas. From 5th up into currently number 3 slot. As Mike Whitaker finally goes to the low side. Trying to get a good arc going into 1. And that gap is maintaining. Sorry, I take that back. So from 7th place Carlos Plaza right now, who's at the tail end of this breakaway at the lead. Isaiah Dupree. No, I'm sorry. Now it's back to Dominic Byrne. Those guys are fighting away back there. 1.3 seconds back. As Eldred makes it 3 wide. Lucas wisely backing out of it, giving him plenty of room as they go into 1 and 2. Eldred had a hell of a run coming through the tri-oval and just pushed his way in there. And Bauer's out of fuel. So your new leader, Cody Eldred, now up at the point, side by side with Dylan Lucas. Give that lap to Eldred by 13 one-thousandths of a second. Eldred, Lucas, Whitaker, Carpenter, Sparks, Plaza, Dupree, Graff, Byrne, and Paskowitz, your top 10. As Tyler Graff with a hell of a run moves up into the 7th spot, cuts that lead over 6th place Carlos Plaza down to under a second now. Lucas and Whitaker run side by side for 2nd, and Eldred's protecting the low line. So we're a handful of laps away from seeing another round of green flag stop, or a round of green flag stops, I should say. Bauer already having his pit service done. 16 laps currently on the tires of your top 6, with Dupree and Graff only 12 laps into theirs, so they can go a couple more laps. Pit strategy starting to really rear its head here, as we are currently working lap 27. Dylan Lucas with a nose out front down the back straightaway. Eldred with the preferred line as they come into the 3-4 complex. Lucas does not get the clear. Eldred going to be able to hold him off, as Lucas trying to side draft almost clobbers Eldred, and that is a pack of angry dogs reeling this lead pack in. They were a 2.25 to the good. It's now down to under a half a second. Eldred continuing to show the way. Lucas gets to the inside as they come to the tri-oval. Give that lap to Lucas by 1/1000th of a second. Lucas to the point. Eldred currently sitting in 2nd. Forrest Sparks with an amazing run, currently sitting in 3rd. Forrest always said he loved the way that these cars run at Michigan. Again, the house that Penske built, and this track was specifically designed for Indy cars. As Sparks has to take evasive actions to avoid running over Dylan Lucas. Going to drop back in line now.
I think we're about to start those green flag pit stops now.
As let's see, who's the first one? I did not
Mark
get.
Carpenter is going to be the first one down. 37.
There we are. So Carpenter, the first one taking it pit side. Looks like he's going to be doing it all by his lonesome too. There's nobody else going in. Gotta wonder how many more people are going to be going, and when they're going to go, and who they're going to go with. Because at a track like Michigan, you need the drafting help. As Dylan Lucas taking it pit side, it's going to hand Eldred the lead back. Eldred goes to the 2nd lane, gives Whitaker the point. Mike Whitaker, defending DW12 Series champion, now up into the number 1 spot. And it looks like he's coming pit side. Kevin Paskowitz going with him. Eldred, Plaza, and Sparks all staying out. Isaiah Dupree staying out. You know, when it comes down to a fuel mileage race, Cody Eldred is definitely a hard one to bet against. As we see Isaiah Dupree making some moves on the high side. Has 5-lap fresher tires, as Eldred taking it pit side, Plaza going with him. That's going to hand Isaiah Dupree the lead. Tyler Graff slides into 2nd. Francois Pelletier for 3rd. Jason Coburn now into 4th. Bouchard for 5th, Vickery in 6th.
Kind of wreck right there in pit lane.
Looks like, was that Cody Eldred?
But Cody got hit from behind there. By Forrest.
Yes, he did. So something you're going to want to make a note of and forward that to the competition committee.
Yep.
So we're going to go back live here as Eldred finally getting to his pit stall. This is a horrendous stop for Eldred. And Bouchard now has the lead as Dupree and Graff go pit side. Tyler Vickery staying out. As Bouchard takes it pit side now. So first round of pit stops are done. Let's see where things are going to shake out once everybody gets back up and running. It looks like there's Isaiah Dupree, Tyler Graff in the background there. Bouchard still in his out of his stall now. Dupree up to speed. Bouchard just now clearing pit road. There he is as Dupree flashes by. Graff flashes by. So Isaiah Dupree and Tyler Graff right now running 1 and 2. So Turn 3 Motorsports and NLR sitting 1-2. Chris Bouchard sitting... No, Bouchard's dropping back. So Tyler Vickery for Evolution Racing battling it out with Bouchard, it looks like. Whitaker in that battle as well. And Paskowicz in that battle. No, I'm sorry. That's
Isaiah Dupree had a very strong pit stop there because they were sitting 6th or 7th when they came in.
He did. And the reason being is he had the best overall pit lane time of 30.5 seconds from entry cone to exit cone. Stop of the segment goes to Mark Carpenter's crew with a 6.3 second stop. Isaiah Dupree with a 6.6, currently sitting second quickest pit stop. As we are watching the battle shape up for third right now. That's Carlos Plaza in the old Newman Haas livery. Whitaker, Bouchard, Paskowicz, Vickery, and a whole slew of contenders right there with them. Isaiah Dupree continuing to sit out front, half a second to the good over former teammate Tyler Graff. And you'll notice Chris Bouchard rocking the pink car this month. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For more information on how you can get involved, we ask that you do go to the American Cancer Foundation .org. And Paskowicz rocking purple on his livery because October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In your lifetime, you are going to come across every 1 in 3 women 1 in 5 are going to be a victim of domestic violence. For more information on how you can get involved in that, we do ask that you go to themighty.org for information on how you can get involved to help end domestic violence and help bring awareness to that cause. So Dupree, Graff, Plaza, Whitaker, Bouchard Paskowicz, Lucas, Vickery, Carpenter, and the Irish Assassin Dominic Byrne rounding out your top 10. As looks like Tyler Graff has taken over the lead. And Isaiah Dupree goes down onto the apron. Something race control may want to take a look at there.
Yep.
So Carlos Plaza leading that second group of cars with Mike Whitaker right to his outside. You got Bouchard, Paskowicz, Lucas, Vickery, Carpenter, and Byrne all right there. Throw a blanket over 4th through 10th. And then a second and a half back to Dylan Moskowitz, which you just saw his car flash at the top of the screen as he appeared. Whoa!
Oh, got one in the wall.
Yes, we do. That was Dylan Lucas, it looked like. Let's go back and see what happened there with Dylan. Watch the red, white, and blue car, folks, and we'll see if we can figure out what did take place. Maybe there was a little bit of...
I think Bouchard came up just a little bit on him.
Well, let's take a look at the chase cam and see if we can tell if there was actually contact here. I'm thinking bounding box, but that could have been one of those inevitable deals. A little bit of a crinkle on the right side of that car, but we stay green. Tough break for Dylan. He's got to take it pit side now.
Oh, now we got it again.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And apparently I'm not live. So we get to watch this as it happened. Paskowicz goes into the wall. Wow. Hey, look, a pinata. Let's take a look at that again and see what did take place. Looks like Whitaker just caught the apron and then just... Wow. Let's take a look at that from a chopper cam now. Here they are working their way through the 1-2 complex. And Whitaker got a little bit of a wiggle and then just lost it. Wow.
It looks like it just kind of slid up. Maybe had some push from the car in front of him and just right up into the Paskowicz there.
That's kind of what I saw too. Unfortunately, Brendan Graham, last week's winner at Watkins Glen, getting involved in that one. Kevin Paskowicz getting involved in that one. Or, not Brendan Graham. Chris Bouchard, sorry, last week's winner, getting involved in that one. Kevin Paskowicz getting involved in that one. Tony Trapasso up in the broadcast booth, joined with Race Control Brendan Graham right now, as we are back under caution for the third time.
Race Control is going to rule that the 707 sliding up into the 7 car causing the caution. So the 707, no penalty because the 707 did tow.
He kind of had no choice as he came to a complete dead stop there. As Graham and Paskowicz looks like they almost got together coming off of pit road. Another coat of paint on the lettering of those tires, and those two guys would have been in deep doo. So the entire field coming down pit side this time is we are working caution number 3. Roughly 53 laps to go, so we're not quite at the halfway point yet. Isaiah Dupree going in and coming out with the lead. Again, fastest Pit lane time of the event so far, 29.7 and a 6.1 second stop.
Here, Mike, I'll take a look.
So Dupree, Graff, Carpenter, Bouchard, Paskowitz, your top 5. So Bouchard and Paskowitz getting lucky that the caution came out when it did. And Gary Bauer looks like he's staying out to try to get the wave around. And I believe Robert Hill Jr. got the lucky dog. Or not. Dylan Lucas getting the lucky dog. That's what it was. As Lucas brings it down pit side to stay on the same pit strategy as the rest of the field. As we see Alex Green staying out. Looks like David Llewellyn finally getting his connection problem fixed. He is unfortunately 30 laps down. Robert Hill Jr. staying out. So 4 cars looking to get the wave around. And Isaiah Dupree having the lead of the race. So we are going to, well, we are under caution here. We're going to go ahead and talk to last week's winner, Mr. Chris Bouchard, currently sitting in the number 4 slot. Chris, I have to commend you for rocking the pink during the month of October. Breast cancer awareness has affected my family, I know, and I believe it's 1 in every 4 women are going to be affected in their lifetime. So is that a cause that sits close to your heart as well?
Yeah, my mom unfortunately got it a few years ago, but she ended up beating it. It was really small, so all she had to do was radiation, not chemo. So I had my painter change the black to pink just for this month.
Fair enough. The one thing that we do preach here is early detection. Just noticed the lights went out on the pace car, so we're going to let you get back up into your own team speak. But, definitely kudos to you, sir, for winning last week and repping breast cancer awareness during the month of October. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Hopefully going for 2 in a row.
Good luck to you.
User was moved out of your channel.
So yes, early detection, and for those of you who followed the BOFA Broadcasting Company that KP, Sam Cooper Bennett, and myself are a part of, you were with the I Race with Melissa, I believe it was 150 from Bristol, and as the young lady there can attest that if you should get your mammograms once a year, if at all possible, as green flag does come back out, as A. Dupree jumping out to a lead. Tyler Graff going with him, Mark Carpenter sliding into 3rd, Chris Bouchard slots into 4th, Kevin Paskowitz a little bit asleep at the switch, currently battling with Carlos Plaza for 5th. But if at all possible, try to get that mammogram done once a year, so the earliest detection possible can be done. And if you are one of the many women out there who suffer from what's known as dense breast tissue, talk to your doctor about the 3D mammograms. They are the best way to detect any abnormalities when a standard standard mammography machine just won't be able to get the job done. Currently getting the job done, though, Isaiah Dupree currently showing the way. Tyler Graff sitting in 2nd. Mark Carpenter looking for a hole. Ducks in behind Graf leaves him hanging, jumps in behind Isaiah Dupree as they work their way through the tri-oval, just past the halfway point. And this could smell trouble for the rest of the field, as for the first time tonight, we've got a set of teammates running nose to tail with Coburn 6 and Paskowicz in 7th. Both rocking PH Aware and the Mighty on those cars. And basically just throw a blanket over the top handful of cars right now. Top 11 currently in this breakaway. Dupree, Carpenter, Graf, Plaza, Coburn, Paskowicz, Bouchard, Byrne, Pelletier, Vickery, and Lacavara, and then you're just over a second back to 12th place Bill Roberts in the number 21 car. 45 laps to go this next time across the stripe. Dupree, who of course won last season's Triple Crown Challenge, the competition committee has yet to decide which 3 tracks are going to be involved in this season's Triple Crown Challenge. I did speak with Bill Roberts earlier in the week, and he said that that was something that needs to be talked about with the competition committee at some point. So expect that announcement to be coming sometime in the not-too-distant future, as Carpenter and Plaza going side by side for second, as we have 3 rookies in the top 4. So the young gunners really starting to step up right now, as Carpenter with a nose out front as they head into turn number 1. Dupree with the preferred line. Carpenter with a run, though. Still with a nose out front as they work their way down the back straightaway. Doesn't have the clear yet. Dupree still with the preferred line as they work through the 3-4 complex side by side on the exit of turn number 4. And Jason Coburn caught right there trying to play both halves against the middle, looking for a hole, doesn't have one. Just trying to be mindful of what that run's going to do. Carlos Plaza jumps to the low side. Coburn still rocking that, trying to work that third lane or second and a half lane, as Dupree gets the lead back coming out of turn number 2. So Dupree, Carpenter, Coburn, Plaza, Pelletier, Graf, Byrne, Paskowicz, Vickery, Bouchard, and Lacavara are still in this breakaway pack. And Coburn trying to get the high side to work now. The nose out front, down the back straightaway. Dupree with a little bit of a run as they go into turn number 3. Coburn has to check up just a tick with a little bit of a death wiggle. And Coburn going to slot in, try to get the draft. With the run through the tri-oval, still side by side. And this is punching a big hole in the air right now for Carlos Plaza. And Tyler Graf just patiently minding his way, sitting in the number 4 spot. And I believe that's Francois Pelletier in the ABC car, currently sitting in 5th. And Dupree goes skidding through the grass. What on earth happened there? See Coburn on the high side, as we're watching the replay of this. You're going to see the nose of Coburn's car. And Dupree goes skidding through the infield.
I see, it's under review.
Wow. So we're watching this again. Here's another shot of the replay. And we're going to watch this next one at half speed, working their way through the 3-4 complex. And you're going to see the nose of Coburn's car appear right there. And I'm thinking that was a bounding box issue that sent debris skidding through the grass, but it most likely would have been considered an inevitable contact, as they were about to hit regardless.
That's what I'm saying too. I mean, it did feel a little bit of a bounding box, but they were inches away at that point anyway, and I don't think that.
Yeah, that was inevitable contact. They were gonna hit whether the bounding box got involved or not. So we are back live, I think. Yes, we are. As Carlos Plaza showing the way right now. Coburn sitting in second, Pelletier in third. So rookies dominating the top three right now. As Plaza catches the apron, Coburn almost catches a car. And Pelletier looking for a hole. They go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Michigan, one of the few tracks we run where you can get away with going 3 wide. As Pelletier with a run on the high side jumps in front of Coburn. Almost catches the apron. And they are still, not quite. 2 wide anyways for second. And Pelletier with a run down the back straightaway. 3/4 of a car out in front. And looks like we got pit stop starting already as Coburn's taking it pit side. It's about that time again to watch green flag stops. The question is, who's going to go with whom? Plaza showing the way. Pelletier sitting in second. Graff, Paskowicz, Vickery, Carpenter, Bouchard, Lacavara, Byrne, and Bill Roberts rounding out your top 10. And it looks like we've got our next group going down pit side. Looks like Plaza and Graff going pit side as Pelletier is going to lead that lap. And Pelletier and Paskowicz now running side by side for the lead. Paskowicz with a nose out front as Pelletier goes pit side. And Paskowicz goes pit side. Paskowicz just charging the pits right there. Looks like Tyler Vickery going with him. And a whole gaggle of cars coming pit side this time. Everybody getting it just woed down to the 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, just barely. I'm sorry, 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Mark Carpenter as he now sits down pit side a little bit. Let's see who's going to win the race off pit road. And it looks like it's going to be Tyler Vickery. This guy's flirting with that yellow line. Do we have a wreck?
Turn Lacavara in the pit lane.
Well, let's go to the chopper cam and see what happened. Looks like Eldred turned him. Here we are watching the replay here. You can see he just caught him. Apparently Bob Lacavara woed up way more than anybody was expecting him to. As Carlos Plaza going to inherit the lead of the event after green flag stops are all said and done. So Plaza, Graff, Vickery, Paskowicz, Carpenter, Coburn, Bouchard, Byrne, Pelletier, and Bauer. And Plaza is almost a full second to the good over Graff and Vickery. You see them right there. They're side by side. As Graf gets by Vickery. And I'm thinking Paskowicz may have missed a shift coming out of the pits. Plaza continuing to show the way. Right now, your battle on the screen. And it looks like Graf is... Your Vickery's just going to get the toe from Graf right now just to try to reel in Plaza. As they've now cut the lead down to under a second. And right now, that's your battle between Bouchard and Coburn. That's your battle for 5th. As Bouchard pushes up a little bit, Coburn going to duck in behind him. Got Mark Carpenter, Dominic Byrne in tow. Bouchard slips high as Coburn now gets the run. Yes, he does.
On the accident in the pit road, there will be no penalty issued. The 5 car did brake before switching lines.
Fair enough. So Plaza, Graf, Vickery, Paskowicz, Coburn, Bouchard, Carpenter, Pelletier, Byrne, and Bauer. Bauer back on the lead lap, although he is 3 laps different from the rest of the lead lap cars as far as pit strategy. Currently waiting to see how this plays out here. Plaza continuing to show the way. Graf and Vickery battling for 2nd right now. Plaza is now a full second to the good. As you got, looks like Coburn and Carpenter working together as Coburn leaves Carpenter high and dry. Now jumps back up. Pelletier going to the high side as well. As Carpenter goes to the low side, and everybody's going to duck in behind him and try to maybe save a little bit of fuel. These guys are just charging way hard as we are now 25 laps to go. It's put them up on the dash time, and we have not seen the money stop. So the question is, with 25 to go, you know you've got to pit one more time, and you can go 20 laps on a tank of fuel, or just under 20. When do you stop?
The amount of racing, the way they've been racing so far that I've seen, I don't know, unless you are sitting outside that first group, I don't know that you pit early. I think you kind of run it out and see what happens. But maybe if you're outside the top 10, that may be your gamble is here in about 5 laps to go ahead and take the pit and see what happens.
That sounds legit. I'll go with that. Right now, though, we are currently watching your battle for 5th, which is the closest battle on the track. As you see that entire gaggle of cars. 6 cars slugging it out right now as you've got Carpenter has it. Here comes Pelletier on the high side, trying to get 6th away from Jason Coburn. As Carpenter protecting the low line, Coburn with a run on the high side. Pelletier going with Coburn. Dominic Byrne with no hole right now. Looks like he's content to go with Pelletier as they go 3 wide through the tri-oval. Coburn, the meat in the sandwich. Pelletier wisely backing out of it a little bit as they go 3 wide down the back straightaway again. Coburn with a nose out front. Pelletier taking a long way around, and there it is. There's the wiggle. Carpenter caught a little bit of the apron, got a little bit of the death wiggle. That's going to hand 5th place over to Jason Coburn. That's going to file him to the tail end of that pack. Looks like he might still be okay. Still within drafting distance of this group.
The accident between the 93 and the 31 back a couple laps ago that did not cause the caution. The 31 did spin the 93. The penalty will take effect after the race.
Fair enough. So Coburn and Pelletier currently side by side, still the battle for fifth, your closest on the track. That's Carlos Plaza, 3/4 of a second to the good in the lead right now. And Tyler Graff leads Tyler Vickery, so it's an all Tyler, well, mostly Tyler podium. As we're watching the it's basically a rookie showcase right now, with Coburn, Pelletier, Bouchard, and Carpenter slugging it out for fifth place.
Stand by, Jason.
Coburn has it. Here comes Bouchard with a run. No hole, but a run. As Tyler taking it pit side. So there's the early pit stop we were talking about, as we are closing in on 15 to go. Plaza staying out, 15 laps on his stint. Paskowicz staying out, 14 laps on his stint. Coburn, Bouchard, Pelletier, Carpenter, Byrne, Bauer, the only one in deep doo, and Bauer is over 2 seconds back off of this pack. So, and looks like Paskowicz taking it pit side, Bouchard going pit side, Byrne going pit side. And it looks like the Tyler and Tyler show coming out of the pits a lap down now.
Sorry, Kevin.
As we're watching Coburn taking it pit side. That's going to hand the lead. If Plaza goes pit side as well, Coburn now leading. I think Coburn is trying to stay out as long as he possibly can. So Coburn stays out, Bill Roberts stays out, Dylan Moskowitz stays out. As Plaza goes pit side, Pelletier goes pit side, Coburn pit side, Adams now pit side. Graff and Vickery have already done their pit stop, now back, or still one lap down. And that's Graff you see right there. I believe he's just going to ride, so if a caution were to come out, he would get the lucky dog.
No penalty on the 28 for the entrance to pit lane.
Do what now?
They were saying the 28 entered the apron too late going in, but I didn't issue a penalty because it looked like it was right before turn 3, but he didn't actually enter going into the corner.
Yeah, you have to be on the apron before you get there. As Carpenter finally brings it pit side, that's going to hand the lead of the race over. No, it's not. Bill Roberts coming pit side as well, as is his Pinnacle Motorsports teammate, defending DW12 Series champion Mike Whitaker. So that's going to put Graff back on the lead lap. Graff currently sitting in third, up to speed, and Plaza wants it. Almost using the apron, but thinking better of it. So now we have a 3-car tango for the lead. Graff protecting that low line. Plaza with a run on the high side has the nose out front as they go into 3. Graff with the preferred line. 14 laps to go. Graff, Plaza, Vickery, Bouchard, Paskowicz, Lacavara, Carpenter, Byrne, Pelletier, and Hill, your top 10. So you have Season 2 IRO5 champion Tyler Graff showing the way. Then you have rookie Carlos Plaza, rookie Tyler Vickery, rookie Chris Bouchard. Then Kevin Paskowicz, who has made all 3 chases that this league has ever held. And then rookie Mark Carpenter in your top 6. So 4 out of the top 6 and 5 out of the top 8 are rookies. And Carpenter and that's Coburn pointing the wrong way. What on earth happened there? We're watching the replay now. Yeah. Coburn looked like he may have tried to cross Carpenter up. Yep. So, something that may want to be discussed by the competition committee at a later time. Tyler Graff continues to show the way. Carlos Plaza and Tyler Vickery right in tow. Chris Bouchard currently sitting in 4th, over 2 seconds up the road. As we are now back live. Plaza with a nose out front again. 10 laps to go. It'll be 9 this time across the stripe. Graff, Plaza, and Vickery. Throw a blanket over them.
How's that caution was the 31 spinning the 64. 31, that's your second caution for the day. I'm going to have to ask you to park it.
And Jason Coburn being told that he's got to park it. And for those of you who ever thought that they're...
It's an incident, so doesn't that still count as 1 point towards it?
I believe it's half a point if the caution doesn't come out. Did anybody have to tow?
No. No, 31, you're good. I guess it's half a point, so you're only at 1. My fault.
So Plaza
Guys are
now
good.
showing
Just
the
keep
way.
racing.
Graff now in 2nd place, trying to get that high side to work again. The rookie trying to punch his ticket into the chase. Tyler Graff still working that high line. Tyler Vickery wondering which way to go. So still a lot of racing left, but as we are going to be 6 laps to go this time across the stripe. Plaza still showing the way. Graff, Vickery, that's your top 3, and then Chris Bouchard 2 seconds behind this battle as he's slugging it out with Kevin Paskowicz as they are side by side right now. And then Mark Carpenter is 4 seconds back off of them. He's slugging it out with Dominic Byrne. That's your battle for 6th. So Graff with the nose out front as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Plaza with the preferred line. Give that lap to Plaza by 5/1000ths of a second. And I'm thinking Tyler Vickery is just biding his time right now, waiting for these 2 in front of him to do something crazy. And he's going to steal it, as we are going to be 4 laps to go this time across the stripe. Plaza still showing the way. And Tyler Graff and the 2 rookies, that's your podium currently. And I did not see who that was in front of him. I believe that's Pelletier. Nope, that's Dylan Lucas directly in front of him. Lucas giving way, definitely not up to speed though. Now jumps in behind him, gets the draft, and he's going to start clicking off some laps. 3 to go this time across the stripe. Plaza still showing the way. Graff still trying to find a way around, giving plenty of room and plenty of respect to the rookies. Plaza, Graff, and Vickery. And 2 to go this time across the stripe as Plaza continues to show the way.
We got a
Yellow,
wreck in the
yellow,
back.
yellow.
And that is the race, ladies and gentlemen.
5th place.
Dylan Lucas missing his nose wing. Let's see what happened there. What happened to Paskowicz?
I think he just lost it.
That's what it looked like. And Dominic Byrne catching a race car to the face. Holy Christmas. Thank God this is a simulator. Let's back that up again. You see Bouchard and Paskowicz there. They go to the high side of Lucas. Oh, there was contact in the middle of the corner. Paskowicz was trying to save that transmission tunnel glitch when there is contact in a corner. And just spun it. And then Dominic Byrne, point of diminishing returns, has absolutely nowhere to go. Thought he had a hole and Paskowicz closed it on him. Oh, my Lanta. Let's see what the chopper cam picked up on that. You was there. So we're following Paskowicz. You see Bouchard directly in front of him. I gotta put that on KP. He went for a hole that wasn't really there, and he tried to. We're gonna.
That's just a end of the race, trying to make something that wasn't quite going to happen, and
Yeah, we're gonna go to a cockpit view on. Oh, where the hell is he? Dominic Byrne. This is what Byrne saw. He sees the smoke. You hear him lift. Thinks he can shoot the gap and just eats Paskowicz's car. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the race.
yeah, thanks, Kevin. It's going to be a 7 car getting bottom and then sideways into the grass.
And
That'd be the
unfortunately,
contact with the 17 car.
Carlos Plaza not in TeamSpeak. So we are going to go up to... are we now? Where the hell are they? We are going to go up to...
User was moved to your channel.
second place finisher Tyler Graff. Hell of a finish for the brain cancer awareness team tonight, Tyler. You just the rookie was able to slip by you, and then you just protected that low line.
Yeah, I mean, the way he raced me earlier when he got the run, I wasn't gonna move up in front of him, so I figured I'd let him have it, and then last lap I knew Tyler Vickery would go with me, and but we didn't get a chance to run the last lap, so it is what it is. Strong finish, we needed one, so we'll go on to Milwaukee next week and try to do one better.
Well, you mentioned the magic track, the Milwaukee Mile, the oldest contiguous running oval track in North America, and I'm being told that it's going to be Throwback Week.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was pointed out to me by league owner Alex that the race falls the day after the 6-year anniversary of Dan Weldon's passing, so I whipped up a William Rask car that looks like the one he won his last race in, and it'll be awesome. Dan was a huge inspiration to me growing up. He's the reason I got into go-karts when I was 11, so I'll be driving that thing as hard as I can. I want to get a win in that car. So. Well,
fair enough, but I do want to, if you're going to be doing some special paint schemes, I do want to apologize on behalf of the entire Phenomenal Motorsports team for the theme of the throwback paint schemes that are going to be used by the PH Aware crew next week.
All Are they all welding cars as well?
No.
No, we're not going to spoil anything for you.
We're definitely not going to spoil the fun, but I do want to. If anybody does get offended by the lighthearted fun that's trying to be had, I do want to apologize ahead of time that you don't have a sense of humor. But podium finish, Tyler. I believe that puts you in decent standing in the points chase right now. We haven't seen the updated points yet, but
as far as I know, I'm leading the points in this series.
I was about to say that. Yeah. So we will let you get into the post-race drivers meeting. Again, congratulations on the podium, and looking forward to seeing you Tuesday at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah, just good race to Carlos. He was there when the time came, so that's what you got to do to win these things, and hopefully, like I said, I can do one better next week.
All right.
User was moved out of your channel.
So there's Tyler.
User was moved to your channel.
There goes Tyler, and here comes Tyler. Tyler Vickery coming home with the rounding out the podium, as we are going to bring the standings up on the board. So Tyler, we were talking to the other Tyler, Tyler Graff, and he said that you two had a kind of a unwritten agreement that you were going to go with him on the last lap should the opportunity arise.
Yes. Oh man. When at first I was running with KP for most of the time, and we were having some good runs there. And then when strategy came into effect, when we were planning on pitting a lap later than Carlos, because I had no idea what Tyler's strategy was going to be. Once I saw he was pitting, I was like, you know what? Changing that. I'm going to go and pit with him and work with him and try to beat Carlos. Because I mean, especially with Carlos being the rookie, I needed to stay ahead of Bouchard if I want to have a chance on fighting for this Rookie of the Year.
True story. But for what it's worth, you are getting the bonus point for a 0 incident race. So good on you there, sir.
Yeah, there was a couple of times I almost thought I was going to lose it, because there's, the aero push with the cars on the outside lane, it just sucks up the car on the inside. There was a couple of times I got scared I was going to hit someone.
Fair enough. Well, I'll be straight with you, being as the league has been around for almost a full year now, and we're in Season 2 of the DW12s and Season 3 of the IRO5s. I have to tell you guys that I am very impressed with the current crop of quote-unquote rookies in the league. I'm looking at the finishing order right now. Unofficially, 5 of the top 6 were rookies.
Man, that's a good way to have a rookie invasion.
Yeah. But congratulations on getting those much needed points for Evolution, or it was Evolution Racing.
Evolution Racing, yeah. Ronnie, which I know you're in the chat, Ronnie. I hope you're happy with me, because man, that was scary.
Where did Ronnie finish? Ronnie wasn't here tonight.
No, Ronnie's in Talladega. He was at the NASCAR race.
Well, that would explain why Ronnie wasn't here tonight.
Yes, that would be the reason why. So I was that I'm aware of, I am the only one from Evolution Racing that was running tonight. So at least that helped us out for our team, at least.
Absolutely. So congratulations on that. We'll let you get back up into the post-race drivers meeting.
And then also a quick shout out. I got to thank one of the other leagues I've run in earlier today. I ran a Classic IndyCar Series, and some of those guys helped me out a lot there as well. And then also, too, today is my mom's birthday, so that was a good way to get a podium. Would have liked to win, but hey, I'll take podium.
All right, fair enough. Happy birthday, Mrs. Vickery. And Tyler, we'll let you get back up to the post-race drivers meeting. We'll be up there shortly. And
User was moved out of your channel.
Where is he? Where is he hiding? Where is he hiding? He's already left. Okay. Well, Brandon, your first oval race control, I dare say you did pretty decent. You didn't have a lot of work to do. Grand total of 4 cautions for 13 laps, 19 lead changes, and a handful of notes to pass over to the competition committee with guys having oops happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a bad night at any means. It'd be nice if the rest of the season was this easy, but
Yeah, that's
we'll
not
just
going to
keep
happen.
hoping and praying.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But at least you made Sam do Pocono. So now that
Yep.
dumpster fire is out of the way. Most laps led, Mr. Carlos Plaza leading 30 of those beauties. Hard Charger Award going to Chris Bouchard, starting 24th. Last car to actually take time, finishing in 4th. 0 incidents, Carlos Plaza, Tyler Graff, Tyler Vickery, Mark Carpenter, Francois Pelletier. So there's a first time for everything. Frenchie actually having 0 incidents in a race, so that's good to see. Terry Adams, Gary Bauer, Dylan Moskowitz, and I believe that's the last car to have a 0 incident race. Yes. So that's gonna about do it. So looking forward to Milwaukee this coming week.
Yeah, it should be a good race. I can't wait for Thursday to get back behind the wheel on one of them.
You mean Tuesday?
Tuesday, and get back behind the wheel. Yep.
Absolutely. So for those of you who do follow the broadcast team, tomorrow night we will be with the RTFT All-Star Xfinity cars at Kansas, I think. Kansas? Yes, Kansas. And then we will be back Tuesday with the Open Wheelers from the Milwaukee Mile. And as Brandon and I were alluding to earlier, there's going to be some themes happening. Team NLR are going to be running some Dan Weldon tribute schemes. Team Phenomenal Motorsports and I believe Evolution Racing going to be joining us with the theme that team's going to be going with. So something to look forward to.
Yep, it'll be good-looking cars when they come out. I'll put it there.
Good-looking cars, but if you can figure out what the theme is, you have a twisted mind. Because I can tell you right now, the 3 people who came up with the idea for the theme are twisted individuals. So, you have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com IndyCar Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the IndyCar Speedway League, of course, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, we ask that you go to RobertsTechJobs.com. Be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So on behalf of Mr. Brendan Graham, this is Tony Trapasso saying we will see you Tuesday night back with the Indy cars from the Milwaukee Mile.